Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I thought I'd film outside today because it's so nice, but it's a little bit windy, so sorry if I keep messing with my hair. I thought I'd do the 50 facts about me video. I've not done this one mainly because I've not really felt the need, but after vlogging the journey to the stage and getting to know so many of you guys, I realised that actually you don't know very much about me and other than the fitness side and you know what you see on social media. So I've just come up with 50 completely random facts. Sat in Costa today trying to write a list. I've got them written down here so I don't forget, and I'm just going to go through them one by one. Feel free to put any questions in the comments section below. So number 1, I was born in Dewsbury, which is a town near Leeds, and I went to St John Fisher's High School there. Number 2, I have 2 sisters. One is called Charlotte, she's 28, and the other is a half sister called Emma, who is just turning 40 this year, and we're all completely different. 3, I had a dog growing up called Oscar, who was half pointer, half boxer, and a cat called Fred, who was a black cat. And the cat hated the dog and the dog loved the cat. 4, I was an extra when I was a kid, mainly because of what I'm about to tell you next. So I think I was in Emmerdale, not speaking parts or anything, I was literally like 4, Heartbeat and all the northern TV shows, and I had an audition for Hollyoaks once, which obviously I didn't get because I wasn't very good, I was really shy. My parents are called Gloria and Keith. My dad is a musician, he's got a recording studio, and my mum was an actress and now she's a performing arts lecturer. So they're very creative. Nothing like my parents. I look nothing like them. 6. Am I on 6? With my parents being eccentric, we actually have a train that goes around the garden. I'm going to insert a picture now. The local kids thought that was really amusing, and we actually got it out last year. That's where that picture's from. Number 7, I have worked in lots and lots of different jobs. I started working when I was like 15. I've been a waitress, I've been a cleaner, I cleaned at Mecca Bingo, I cleaned in the local high school, I did a paper round, I worked on a jewellery stall, I was a children's entertainer's assistant for like a day, hated it, worked in an office, the list goes on. Number 8, I ran the London Marathon when I was 18 years old. Purely because I always wanted to do it. It was horrible. I did it for charity, lost 3 toenails. It took me 6 hours, so sprinters shouldn't do the London Marathon. Next, I was a trampolinist, so I did trampolining from about the age of probably like 10 to 16. Absolutely loved it, loved trampolining. Only stopped when I got to university because I kind of reached a level that I plateaued at, leading on to being a sprinter. I also in that time was a sprinter for the local club for Spenborough. Then I went to university and the sprint team there asked me if I wanted to run for them, and I had a lovely little sprinting career at university. Competed at the British University Championships, and I was a ladies track and field captain at Leeds Met. Number 11, I'm losing track. I was a bit of a mosher in school. We were kind of like alternative, we all went through that stage. We liked going to the rock club every Friday night, the squash club, if anyone's from Dewsbury you'll know. Yeah, wore too much eyeliner, horrific outfits. Number 12, I didn't go abroad until I was 14, and that was on a school trip to France, to Belgium. We did like a battlefields tour. So me and my parents, we and my sisters, we never went abroad as kids, but I don't mind because I've done a lot of travelling now. Number 13, completely random, I hated olives with a passion until I ate 7 of them. Someone told me to eat 7, and now I'm like obsessed with them. So if you don't like olives, eat 7 of them. Leading on to 14, you can kind of see my thought process in these random facts. The only foods I don't like are Boost bars and pot noodles. Literally the only foods I've eaten and been like, oh. Number 15, I travelled to Peru in 2010. You might have seen that on my Instagram yesterday. And we built a refuge for disabled children. It's like a centre for disabled children. There was 9 of us, and we had 3 Peruvian builders, or 4, and we raised the money, we raised the funds, and we built it with our bare hands. It was horrible in a really good way. It was hard. Yeah, so that's what I did. It was a volunteering programme. 16, I went to Leeds Metropolitan University. It's now called Leeds Beckett, and I studied sports coaching, in which I got a 2-1, a high 2-1, but not a first. Number 17, I wanted to be an elite sports coach, so I started doing internships with places like Leeds United in the academy, and where else? Worked in like sports teams, obviously the sprinting team at Leeds Met. Yeah, that's what I wanted to be, but I changed my mind. Number 18, I have suffered with really bad anxiety on and off since I was 21 or 21. I've got a cap on it now, but yeah, really bad. So anyone with anxiety questions, come to me, I know a lot about it. I also get really bad social anxiety in some social situations, where I just go really like into myself, like really shy. It's like things like body power, I just don't feel comfortable there. Yeah. Number 19, I have loads of best friends. I don't use that word lightly, but Grace, who's like my oldest best friend, probably hates it because she thinks she's my number 1, which she is, but I've also got like loads of best friends, so yeah. Number 20, I started doing female figure competitions at the age of 23. I'm 26 now, and I've done 3 years worth, and last year I qualified for the British finals, the NPA British finals, which is the highest kind of competition I've done, which was really good, a really good experience. The vlog is like somewhere on my channel. 21, I qualified as a personal trainer 3 years ago, as I was working at a school. So I got back from America, which I'll tell you about next, and then yeah, qualified as PT, saved up, it's expensive, and I've been doing that ever since. I set up a business and the rest is history. 22, I am a creature of habit. If I find a coffee shop, a restaurant, anything, I'll stick to it if I feel comfortable there. Again, it goes back to the anxiety. If I go into like a new cafe or a new coffee shop and I don't like the staff, or I don't feel comfortable, or there's nowhere to sit, then I won't go back. So my current coffee shop is Costa at the Odeon in Norwich. I must go there like every day. 23, I have been engaged since November to James, who I'll link his details below. He's also a competitor, and yeah, we got engaged on a boat on the Broads. 24, I met James from back home. His sister was in my year at school, and that's kind of how we met, and our first date was actually on a boat, and that's why we got engaged on a boat. Nearly there, halfway. 25, I don't like Game of Thrones. I think I'm like one of the only people that don't like Game of Thrones. Tried watching 2 episodes and I just found it a little bit too dark for me. 26, my favourite food is garlic bread, or like cheesy garlic bread and pizza. A bit of a stereotypical one, but yeah, garlic bread and red wine. 27, I used to run a club for blind children in Leeds, with a charity called Action for Blind People, and I'd arrange something every month. And this is probably one of the most embarrassing facts of my life, but I once arranged for us to go bowling, and they were like, Kat, you should play, and I was like, okay, I'll play, and I came last. Actually came last, that's a true story, so that's got to be in. 28, my granddad was a footballer. He played for Chelsea. He died last year, and he was the oldest living like ex-player for Chelsea at the time. Obviously he's not now, and he was amazing. He really kind of got me into sport and really encouraged me. 29, future goals. Obviously I'm a personal trainer, but me and James want to go into business together next year and hopefully get some kind of PT studio going, but again, everything's just kind of in the pipeline at the moment. 30, I went to America in 2012 for 4 months. So I did camp leaders, so kind of similar to Camp America, and worked on a camp in Connecticut as a camp counsellor and lifeguard, and then we travelled all around America afterwards with Jessie, who's my Australian best friend, another best friend. 31, my favourite bands are probably Paramore. I used to love Funeral for a Friend, I've seen them so many times, but yeah, I really love Paramore. I never get bored of them. 32, my favourite flavour is spearmint anything, it's like an obsession. Spearmint soft mints, polos, chewing gum, toothpaste. 33, I was in 3 calendars. I'll leave that to your imagination. 1 was for charity, the 2 others were for a bar that I worked at. Leading on to number 34, I worked in a bar in Headingley for 4 years called The Box. If you live in Leeds, you probably know it. And I loved it, absolutely loved it, it was great. It's horrifically so bad, and then finally passed on my 3rd one, but I'm still a very nervous driver. 36, I've never broken any bones. 37, my favourite book of all time, I definitely recommend it, is Birdsong by Sebastian Faulks. I'm a bit of a World War I geek. I don't know why, it's probably just because I went on that trip when I was younger. So it's a World War I kind of fictional book, it's great, it's really good. 38, I went to see Avatar at the cinemas and literally came out with temporary depression because I wanted to live in Pandora and wanted to be an avatar. I'll insert a picture here of a fancy dress costume of me as an avatar. 39, when I was travelling in America, I was homeless for a night and had to sleep in JFK Airport because I couldn't afford a hostel, and I got moved on. It was horrible, but an experience. 40, my favourite songs are Toto Africa, My Chemical Romance Ghost of You, which a lot of you won't have heard, and In Me Fast to the Chase, which again I don't know if a lot of you will have heard. 41, I have 2 tattoos, 1 on my ribs, quite a big one, and 1 on my stomach. When I was 16 I got that and it's horrible, but I like the one on my ribs. 42, my birthday is the 12th of November, that makes me a Scorpio. 43, my pet hate that drives me insane, I've seen this a lot on social media that a lot of people have, is hearing people eat or hearing people chew. It does something to my brain, it's horrible. Can't stand it. 44, my favourite holidays were in Dorset. My mum and dad met in Weymouth, so every year we'd go down to Dorset for like 2 weeks or a week. That's why we never went abroad, we just went there and we loved it, absolutely loved it. 45, my nickname as a baby was the potato because I literally looked like a potato and didn't grow hair for like 2 years, the first 2 years of my life. 46, favourite TV shows are The Big Bang Theory, kind of controversial one because a lot of people don't like it, but a lot of people love it, I love it. British Bake Off, Peaky Blinders at the moment, and I love Pretty Little Liars. 47, the only musical instrument I got taught to play when I was younger was the keyboard, and I had a few lessons, realised I wasn't interested and packed it in. 48, when I'm older, I really want 2 or 3 children and 2 dogs. We want 2 Labradors called Arnie and Louie. I'd have them now if I could, but we live in a 1-bedroom flat with no garden, so maybe we'll wait. 2 left. 49, the places I really want to visit next are Vietnam and Melbourne because, as mentioned before, one of my best friends, Jessie, lives in Melbourne, so yeah, that's next on the list after next year. And number 50, last one, I love having my feet tickled, and I would pay someone to do it every night if I could, because James hates it, absolutely hates it. So yeah, I hope this isn't too long. 50 facts seems like a lot of facts, but it seems to be one of the common tags on YouTube, so I thought I'd do it. Give it a thumbs up if you've liked it, and don't forget to subscribe, and let me know if you've got any questions or any ideas for future videos. Pop that in the comments section below, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. See you later, guys.